You are about to experience the result of hard work and dedication from the City of Champions, Cleveland's own, 90th's finest. Self-made, hard-working entrepreneurs, unequivocally raw, no holds barred. This is Epiphany Media.
This is why in the fourth industrial revolution, we cannot program computers to make career decisions for us. A script is deeply personal, but we also must learn not to just follow it to the letter. We must learn to understand it and question it. Your script is iterative. And like any writing process, it's likely to be messy. I urge you to embrace that messiness. Own your story, and don't let others write it for you. And know that this process has always been messy. If one of my identities is former runner, another of my identities is liberal arts college graduate. And as such, I cannot end a presentation without including a quote from a dead white guy. So I offer you this from Cicero to underscore that throughout time, this is the most difficult problem in the world. Thank you very much.
Yo, yo, yo.
You might have to put that quote back up.
Oh, you know what? That's a good, put me on the spot and see if I can, how well I can work this system. Let's see.
And in other news, I see, you still like you freshly shaven.
Well, a little.
This is why in the fourth industrial revolution, we cannot program computers to make career decisions for us.
I got a little growing up, getting me there a little bit. You, on the other hand, you're making your way.
Started growing. Hey, exfoliating been helping with that itchiness when it first grew. Keeping it moisturized. But
here's the quote. For those of you that's listening to the podcast, the quote is from Cicero, as the woman said, we must decide what manner of men we wish to be and what calling in life we would follow. And this is the most difficult problem in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
Man. So I think this quote can go so many different ways. For us, though, we are talking career, job wise. This is the second part 2, the second in the series. If you guys missed the first one a few weeks ago, which was titled Skill versus Passion, in that one we discussed finding your passion, not just working a job for the sake of working the job, but actually doing something that you enjoy doing, like being fulfilled in life. And so that was a good discussion, because we got a lot of people who didn't know what their passions were, and clearly I couldn't play that entire TED talk, but she talked a lot about like exploring and finding out who you are, and what stuff you actually like to do. And she had a lot of good quotes from like Warren Buffett, saying stuff like for people who say work a job just to get it on your resume, or just to build your resume, that's the equivalent of saying I'm a save sex for what I'm owed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So do stuff that you're passionate about. Therefore you can do it, forever. What's the quote? Find something you like to do and you never work a day in your life. So I don't know if I I don't know if I fully 100% agree with that quote, but I agree with the basis of it. I really do. So, like I said, we want to dive into the next step. So you found your passion, or you found your next job, or the next thing that you want to do. So the thing after that becomes, um, you know, how to get to that point. A lot of times, a lot of people think that it's like school is the only way. Um, so we're just here to talk about and clearly we don't know it all. So get some input from people who have changed jobs, older people that's older than us, or people that's younger than us. Just to start a discussion. Um, but yeah, so uh, I guess we jump right in on there. So um, what the woman was talking about, like I said, in the long in the clip that I showed, um, she's saying, you can't just follow a set path. Like everybody's pathway is going to be a little bit different because we're all different people. So you don't have to follow, whatever your parents tell you to do just because of your parents. You know what I'm saying? Because then you could lead, be in a situation where you have another example of a girl who was like, I'm doing law, but I don't, I got the worst grades in the class. I hate law. And she's like, well, why are you in law school? Like, I didn't want to go to medical school. You know what I'm saying? Like, her parents was like, you doing one of them. You know what I'm saying? So just stuff like that. So uh, I guess first we should start with, like, do you have any, um, so we discovered that your dream job or whatever was like an FBI. Like, do you have any influence that kind of pushed you towards there, or was it just your passion of finding out things, like investigating stuff?
Influence. I literally had zero influence
Okay.
for doing that. I don't know. I don't even know. I can't even tell you the reason why I would want to do that as why I would want to do that as a career, honestly. But I just know that that's something that I would want to do. I don't know why. You know, I just figured like the skills that I have, I could do that. I don't know. Like I can't.
So I guess with something like that is so I would think, and I don't know for sure, but I would think like school will be a thing. I'm sure for like FBIs, you got to have a certain level of education and blah blah blah, and a degree in this or a background in this or whatever. Um, so I think uh, your next step would be school for sure. I'm almost sure. Um, but
Oh yeah,
maybe
most definitely.
but maybe they got like a program, like just like we was talking right before we came on. Uh, you know, and maybe you can start out as a maintenance worker, and then they get a program for people that's already employees to fast track you or whatever the case is. But that's just all stuff that got to be investigated and found out and like discovered in some way, shape, or form. Um, so you get a lot of people who you know you look for a new job. What you do? You jump into Indeed. You gotta go to job search engine.
Indeed, for sure. Just because I like the simple fact that for some jobs you don't have to fill out an application. You can just send them your resume,
The easy,
which you can
yeah,
apply for 100 jobs in one day if you wanted to, like
that's
that.
true. That's true. I'm
Because you
gonna
get
say,
tired
man.
of, hey, listen, three past jobs, listen, job references, height, weight, sex. Like I'm tired of all this.
I wish we that you know what that's a good point. I wish we could contact every single um, people who put up jobs and stuff. I'm like, man, just ask for the resume. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let us send in resumes so we aren't going through a full checklist for each individual job. But I think the psychology behind it would be how much you really want this job. Like, you willing to go through this process again that we know we can make easier, but like, you really want the job, are you willing to go through the process? And for some people, me included, sometimes I'm like, nope, I don't want the job that bad.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not doing it, so don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And even if I do decide, you know what, I'm gonna fill out this whole application, and then you get to the end of the application and they say, we want you to take a personality quiz. Like, I don't got time for this.
It's just crazy, man. It's definitely crazy. Uh, Let me see. Angel said, I feel like I'm meant to help people. Regina said, I like helping others too. When I went back to school, I was going to be a teacher. I ended up with an associate's degree in education. It came easily helping young children. I also love making people feel better about their look with makeovers. Yeah, Regina, I don't think you was there for that show, but I think, like I said, for anybody that missed it, that was a good show to kind of get the gears turning about stuff that you're passionate about versus stuff that you just do because you're good at it. And I don't think that either one of them could be wrong. You got to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's always a big motivating factor. But if you can find something that you actually enjoy doing, like, imagine it. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine the possibilities and how high you can rise, or imagine spinning off and doing your own thing. Having your own company doing the same thing. Chanel said, I went through boot camp just for my parents. Never was interested in the military. She said that she's definitely living for herself now.
Man, put you through hell for 2 months.
Man, yeah, I don't know if like a boot camp. I don't think it's for me. Like, I could, but that's a good example of like, outside influence. So whether it's just that, maybe you're holding yourself back because you feel like, oh, I'm from this area, or I'm from this, like socioeconomic background. So there's no way for me to reach this level of income, or whatever the case is. There's a whole bunch of stuff like little stuff like that, like subconsciously, that can just be holding you back, from getting to the point that you probably want to be at, getting to a point where you can, thrive and man, like, really enjoy something that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's crazy. I've never been a big, like, big on like accepting influence or whatever. Like, I always battled against that. So I don't think I have that pressure on me like some people would have from like parents, or somebody like, oh, just because you're from this area that you gotta kind of do this stuff or whatever. Like, I don't think I ever had any influences like that.
I mean, I did though. It was like, I always go to go to school, go to school. Go to college, and I did that. College was cool, but at the same time, I felt as though I need to start working. So, I mean, could I have stayed broke? Like 3 more years. I mean, yeah. But at that time, I still didn't even know what I wanted to do. Because when I started in college, I said I'm going to do sports management. But then when I found out you got to basically be a lawyer in order to do that, I said, I don't know if I want to do it, and I got to be in school for like 10 years. So then I switched it to business and started taking business classes. And after that, I didn't go anymore. But that is what it is.
Yeah, no, well, of course, your family always wants you to go to, college, and but as we have established, like, college is not for everybody. Not just, and I'm not even just talking about the debt that college brings, just the environment. Like some people are not, you know, like that environment is not just don't work for some people. That's why I think like online college and stuff like that has kind of exploded over the last 10+ years, I would say, because you can still earn your degree and stuff, but you can do it, at home. Maybe some people is just that much of an introvert that they don't want to go to, classrooms or be around a bunch of people. Um, not even including like the societal dangers that come with going to school these days. But just open it up to people who maybe don't have the extra money to live on campus or whatever it takes. But I think the families always want you to go to college and do something better. But you can also do better without going to college. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the only way. Just like we're talking about the next step in finding jobs. So typically, what I would do, like Indeed is my go-to as well. Your mom said hello. Yeah, the Cavs beating the King right now for the first time. Gotta love that. Need something to look forward to. Look, this is how Sunday is supposed to feel. You're supposed to be upbeat and positive because your team win. You know what I'm saying, on Sunday. This is how Sunday is supposed to feel. But yeah, so where I would go straight to Indeed as my go-to. You got so many other places you can go to. You got LinkedIn for not only for jobs but networking. Some of our guests come off of LinkedIn. Just networking and talking with them back and forth. You got Monster, who at monster.com or whatever is good. They integrate a lot of like government like programs, like those like jobs that come from government programs. Like they're a good source for those type of jobs. But it's a million of them. You can literally just Google, whatever job position you're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Also, like if you on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok all day, they run ads on there, and it'll even be an ad for you to apply for a job on there
all the time. And you get some of the videos where it's like, you can make $10,000 in a week, by sitting at home or whatever. Those are the ones I don't be believing, but it's always it's always like a reputable
three
source.
at-home jobs you can possible.
I mean, anything is possible, but most of the time, like in the videos, those jobs be like gone, or it was a job at one time, or I don't know. Like some people go to those, follow the steps, but never come out the way that that the person who made the video show it. But I think Google, being Google, is a great source, for finding jobs. Just literally Googling, whatever the job that you're looking for. Saying that's why Google is the greatest, and it will be forever. Like it'll forever be the greatest because there's nothing you can't do right there from that little box. From that little screen. Google's the truth. Angel said, "My parents did not encourage me to go to college. It just wasn't what our family did. Everyone is different." Yeah, I think. I don't know. I don't know why that is. I don't know what separates it, or whatever. But man, almost everybody I know, every friend I had or whatever, it was like your parents or grandparents was encouraging you, pushing you towards going to college, like that higher education. It's interesting. I wonder why that was. Why that is. Why your parents.
Like, okay, if you think, okay, back then, those jobs with, working
back then.
Working at the steel mill, working for Ford and all that shit. Those jobs were, getting you paid. But then you see that immediately went away and then these people didn't have any skills. They didn't have that higher education. So of course they're like, you should go to school, this and that. Cool. But now, nigga, it's different. The trade school, like going to school for 2 years and you can get paid six figures. The times have changed. Since people were telling people to go to school, go to school, go to school. Well, that this elevator operator job, as many positions need to be filled because they don't have enough people.
Right.
So, well, elevator mechanic is what I really want to say.
And so right now specifically, man, I guess it's starting to wane a little bit, but still pretty man, right now to find something that you really want to do right now is the time. You know what I'm saying? Like the one positive thing I guess you could say that came out of like the pandemic was it for sure it returned the power. Like I'm on record saying this 1,000 times. It returned the power back to the worker, right? To be able to say, that's not enough money. I don't want to work for it. I won't work for it. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks for people who, rely on those services or whatever. To go to the grocery store or whatever, you can't because they're out of stock of everything or whatever the case is. But that's on the worker. Like if the company paid more money, paid a more livable wage, offered insurance or blah blah blah, like whatever it is, then people will work the jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it returned the power to the workers, which I am super pro. Like I can't be more. Hey, if somebody was running on the platform of returning the power to the workers, I'm voting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how much I believe in it. Like
you still hold on. You still about politics? Tuesday is a big day. You trying to start politics back up? That's what you saying?
No, I'm on record saying I'm not voting. But that's what I'm saying. So look, that's how powerful. That's how much I believe in returning the power. Like I'm not voting, but if I found somebody who's like, man, power to the workers, I'm like, all right, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? But so
they can say it, but I won't believe it.
Well, I won't believe it though. Yeah, that's the checks and balances, man. But yeah, so I'm always for that. But because of that, because you have, I can't remember the numbers right now, but like the height of the pandemic, it was like 60% or something like that of like service industry people like quit their job. You know what I'm saying? They just quit and went and did other stuff or didn't do anything
never
or whatever the case is. It just never came back. It like 60%. So that's just that one industry. You know what I'm saying? So you got a bunch of different other places that's down people. So if it was a job that you wanted or a company that you wanted to work for, you're like, man, it's just so tough to get in there. Now is the time. Now is the time for sure.
It's only been one restaurant that I, used to frequent all the time before the pandemic. Now I really don't go to a lot of restaurants, but it's only one that I visited, after the pandemic, debacle. That still has the same servers and bartenders in there. It's the only one. So I figured, wow, they must be paying them a livable wage because ain't no way that they retain those workers.
Yeah, especially at a restaurant. Like, how do you retain those people?
Yeah, right.
I still don't even know. Like, I'm trying to think of like, you must like even your servers. You must be giving them a normal hourly wage instead of like the minimum that waitresses and stuff can make. Like, you must be paying them like an actual livable wage, and then plus tips that they make on top of it. Like,
exactly, because
that's the only thing I can think of.
At a competitive restaurant, people was in and out of there. I was literally at the spot, and people was like, "Yeah, this is my last day. I ain't coming back."
You gotta get out of here, man. You gotta get out of here. So yeah, man. So where most people would just, like I said, jump on these job, job boards and stuff. Or, like I said, right now you go right to the company. But what do you think about, like, just generally, I guess, like, what about like career coaches?
Career coaches. I mean, I never met one. Was that lady in the video? Was she like a career coach or career motivator or something?
That's exactly what she was. I think it's like her second job, second or maybe third, like adult position is she a career coach.
Mm,
And so what
okay.
they do vary, but vary and it's just like any other coach, right? So you come in and you kind of tell them why you need their help, like what are you lacking or whatever, like what are you not understanding or whatever, and then they kind of go from there. So it's kind of impossible to exactly describe what they do because it's different for each client, each individual person. But it's all career related. So, like, hey, you need to go to school. Hey, you need to um, write a better resume. You need to, apply without using your resume or whatever the case is. Like, it's so like the range varies so much.
Yeah. Um, one of the good things about being like in college is that people just come and randomly speak after college all the time, right?
Man,
So you never know who it could be. So this one time, I think his name is John Johnson, or I think it's John Johnson, or Ken Johnson, whatever. He's from Cleveland, Ohio, but he was like like he'd be on the radio and he'd be talking about politics and stuff on the time during the morning show all the time. And so, anyways, he was coming to the college I was going to, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stay and listen to him talk. So, he was basically saying like, look, I'm from Cleveland and I made it out. That type of see, that type of motivation can make you, especially from the right person, um, can make you get on your game. I mean, that's what some people need. So, a career coach may not tell you what career you should, look into, but they may give you that motivation to go out and find it, or give you that motivation to continue pushing and whatever you got your mindset on goes for your goals. So
I think well, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, man. I watched a Denzel Washington. He speaks at colleges and stuff. Um, Man, it was like a compilation, but they mixed in parts of all of them to make one long speech. Man, one of the greatest videos I ever seen in my life. Like, man,
yeah, send me
I
that
like
one.
you could watch it every single day, like to start your day, and I don't know, man, you might have a completely different mindset. Not even saying your mindset is bad, but like, man, it's an amazing, amazing video.
But I think in any step of your journey, you need to have those videos playing at all times, because at each step of those journeys, you might get a little depressed, you might get a little down because things not going how you envision them going. But when you watch those videos, nigga, you could when they say that somebody can have you run through a
Run through
wall,
a wall. Yeah,
like
exactly.
them videos have like the ultimate inspiration, I think. Like,
Yeah.
okay, people hate on Kevin Samuels because what things that he said about women or whatever. But this man has tons of videos, you know, talking about, you know, motivating you. Hey, you don't got any money? Okay, well, work 60 hours a week. I guarantee you won't have money problems
Yeah.
anymore.
It's true.
Guarantee it.
It's true.
So man, yeah, you gotta have those videos on repeat.
Yeah. I'll maybe I'll try to pull it up for the end of this show, but man, like I said, you just see him or whatever. I'll see if I can pull it up. It's great though. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, even watching, well, listening to all of the stories about Kobe since his death, that motivates you. Like, I'm not working hard enough.
For sure. For sure. For sure.
Like, this man gets up at 4:30 in the morning and he's at the gym by 5:30. What am I doing?
Right.
This is every day.
And you're there all day, every day.
Putting in work.
Yeah. It's crazy. Let me see. Your mom said, I wish I would have finished college. However, I did not. And I have been banking for 40 plus years, and the degrees I was pursuing, I'm doing every day in my job now, being a social worker and teacher. You want to say something?
No.
No. Yeah, no, I think, I know plenty. I mean, and I don't know, man, and that because that's the weird part about uh, being like influenced or pushed or whatever into like having to go to college or having to get your degree. Uh, I think that's the overall picture so far in the series is that um, when you find like something that you're passionate in, you'll probably end up doing those things. The stuff that you know like want to do anyway, or getting to that place that you want to be, or um, like getting there anyway, as long as it's something that you're passionate about. Like even if you didn't get um, the X, Y, Z degree or whatever, like, but if you're passionate about it, then you're gonna be excited to go to work. Therefore, you're gonna have different opportunities to step up. When a place is vacant, because they know that you do good work, and you only do not only, but most of the time you do good work when you're passionate about something, when you actually enjoy what you're doing. So then you can bump up and get a higher, get a better position and end up doing the stuff anyway without the degree. You know what I'm saying? Because on the flip side, there's plenty of people who has degrees in tons of stuff that they don't even use. Like tons of people with MBAs or tons of people with finance degrees, and they work in not even like a bad job or whatever, but they work in a good job, but it has nothing to do with their degrees. You know what I'm saying? They end up still having to take a class here or there, you know, uh, but it has nothing to do with what they actually went to school for. You know what I'm saying? It's
Exactly.
so I think that's the main so far. Like the main takeaway for me in the series has been, man, do if you're able to. And I get it. Some stuff you sometimes you just got to go get a paycheck because of maybe your family responsibilities, your financial responsibilities, or if you have children or whatever. Like all that stuff take precedent. I completely understand. But if you have the opportunity to change and do something that you're passionate about doing, man, it even if it don't feel like it, like I think in the long run, like it'll definitely be worth it.
Look,
Like
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go
ahead. Well, I just wanted to say, like I enjoy what I do now, right? I really do. Like, solid gig. I enjoy the people I work with. Most of the people I work with, I enjoy. The people I get to interact with, though, I really enjoy that. I get to drive and have my supervisor on my back all day. Like it's great, right? But that don't mean that in another 6 months, when I'm eligible to switch departments or whatever, that I won't be looking at all possible options, even though I enjoy what I do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at all my options all the time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? Now, luckily, like I was just telling people, that you get to like now is the time to change. Like, so I didn't get with a company, that I feel pretty good about, like generally. and they have multiple opportunities all the time to change and do something else. So I'm blessed or whatever to be able to have that, to be in that spot. Um, and because of that, in another 6 months, I will be exploring all available opportunities. All of
Nothing wrong with that.
them. All of them. So, yeah. All right, what you going to say? My bad.
No, I was just gonna say sidebar. There's nothing wrong with working somewhere and getting a check at all. You could be you could be frying chicken at Popeyes. Like you getting a check,
Yeah.
regardless. You just got to get that money, but at the same time, use that. While you're at that position, still try to focus on moving up that ladder. Working at
Exactly.
somewhere that where you don't got to smell like grease at the end of the day.
Or maybe light smell like grease, but now you can be the head of the
Hell
store
no.
smelling like grease. I'm just, hey, everybody different. You know what I'm saying?
You can't get that.
Everybody's,
You can't not get it
hey,
out your clothes.
everybody different, man. Your aspirations might be, or that person's aspiration might be, to be a store manager or a regional manager or whatever. But I guess when you get to regional and stuff, you don't have to smell like grease. So, but either way, it's still working up the chain, right? You're doing what you got to do to be. Then you become an assistant. Then you become the manager or shift or whatever. I don't know the levels of fast food management, but you get what I'm saying. You just keep working your way up until you get to, the point where you want to be at. And if your passion is sales or whatever, and you can, or management, then you can go and be a manager at, Popeyes or whatever chicken spot you said. Um, Ebony J joined us. I don't even know if she's still in here or not, but she,
Say
so
the
she
trap
has her,
therapist. Did it say
she,
that?
yeah, yeah, the
I
trap,
ain't on
the
Facebook no
rapist,
more.
yeah, the trap, the rapist. Mm-hmm. That's what I
Yeah,
call her all the
better
time.
put capital letters in there.
Capital, the trap, the rapist, man. Um, but so she got her own business, and so she deal with staff and challenges sometimes, and we talk about it all the time, but it comes down to kind of like the Jay-Z line of people rather work for the man than to work with me. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I'm saying is it's not bad to get a paycheck, but if you have an opportunity to do something greater, uh, should probably look into it. That's what I'm saying. Let me see. Regina said, "It's really great when you love your job so much that it doesn't feel like work. It's just fun and rewarding." Yeah, I don't. Have you ever worked a job that didn't feel like work to you?
uh, I did, yeah. I would. Hey, when I was working with the people
Oh
who
yeah,
were mentally challenged, hey, that was like probably
that
like
was
one of my.
that was cool.
They didn't pay a damn,
Yeah,
but it was rewarding, man. Because man,
that's a cool job.
I
So
don't
as soon as I asked the question, not to go through. As soon as I asked the question, I'm like, I could probably think of one. That was a cool ass job.
like I don't. Man, like to me, okay. For you do have some people that's like, yeah, man, yeah, they really do need this help. But then some people, I'm like, you normal to me. Like nothing is wrong with you. Like you over here playing slow, uh, and you not nowhere near that. Like I've been seeing it with my own eyes. Like they just running game. Like yeah, well yeah. Like as soon as they get out the meeting, like they thought they was gonna get some shit up out of me, but it ain't happening. Like what? What?
That's yeah. I've been around a couple of you and your people, man, and it's like a cool gig to me. I don't want to talk about the
Yeah,
check,
hey,
man. That shit is hilarious, bro.
I ain't gonna, I was thinking about a story this week. I was just laughing to myself. I was just thinking about drinking and stuff, right?
Hmm.
And because the whole Kanye, you know, And Kyrie's situation just had me thinking about some things. And I was just thinking about, this particular company that I used to work for, right? And I was like, man, they don't want human beings to basically live a life. You know what I'm saying? They don't want these people to be drinking. Like, what? How can you tell this person they can't drink? Like, they're grown. They can do whatever they want. As long as they're not trying to kill themselves, they can do whatever they want, right? So I had this guy, he was older than me. He never drank before, right? I didn't see anything in his IEP that said he can't drink. Wasn't even on any medication at the time. Like, this person was not on any medication. He said he wanted to drink. No, he didn't say he wanted to drink. He said he wanted to get drunk. I said, I don't know if you want to do that, man. Getting drunk is not fun. He's like, no, I want to get lit. I'm trying to get lit. I was like, all right, man. So he was like, my cousin, she's having a party. I want to go. I was like, cool. Go to his his cousin's house for the party. Party cool. They got drinks. We smoking, whatever. That's why I love that job. But anyway, I was in the past. So, I see him have his first drink. I'm like, cool. Party goes on. I see him take the bottle and just pour a big tall glass. And I'm just looking at him like, you might want to chill out. He's like, oh, I'm trying to get lit. So, all right, man. So before we leave the party, he was like, man, I don't feel good. I feel sick. I was like, see, man, the liquor is not good for you, man. So I'm like, yeah, it's time to go home. Start driving. He's like, yeah, I think I'm about to throw up. He's like, okay, make sure you don't throw up inside of my car. Open the door, throw up. So we get back to his place, go to sleep. Next morning, he comes up to me like, yeah, I don't ever want to drink again. Like, I'm cool on that. I'm like, see, I told you. Like, some people need life lesson. He learned from that lesson.
A life lesson, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That everybody should learn that lesson. Like, look, liquor is not good for your ass like that. That shit poison. It's cool in small amounts. Ever since that day, he ain't never get fucked up like that. You know what I'm saying? Learn his lesson.
I want to get drunk. You sure you don't want to just have a drink? No, I'm trying to get drunk. All right, that's on you. Hey, hilarious. Angel said that she been there.
Right.
Yeah, man. So that's a situation that I agree. I don't know if I've ever worked for a job that didn't feel like work. I've definitely had some jobs that I enjoyed more than others, and jobs where I enjoy like the people, hanging out with friends, and it's pretty much just some jobs is just a giant high school, right? It's just a giant high school with adults, but it's just high school. It's the same thing. Everybody is clicked up. You know what I'm saying? There's women everywhere. It's just a high school, right? And so those jobs I definitely enjoyed. But the work was still work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a job where I was like, man, this is not even work. Like, I'll do this for free. Never had that type of an experience. I'm open to it though, for sure. Like, I promise you, I am open. I was going to put this link for like a career. I'm just going to put it in the comments for you guys to maybe take at a different, at a different time. This is just a career, like I said, for some people who like a career personality test or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it got some stuff on there about like salary expectations and employment outlooks and typical hours that you are looking to work, and it's something that people should look into, and you should try it out when you get some spare time. Even if you're not looking to change jobs or whatever, but just some useful information or some information that can be useful to some. Angel said, and we always promise never again. Yeah, man, I hate it. That next week, just the smell of alcohol makes you sick. then one Friday just happened to show up. And you're like, I mean, I'd have a little drink. Next thing you know, you back on the wagon.
Hey, yeah, I barely get thrown like that, but I did get it in the summertime for somebody's birthday, and I did. But I was drinking some high quality libations, so the next morning I was like, all right, you learn,
Oh, well, good.
the Irk and jerk, Irk and jerk is not good in large quantities.
Hey. or Hennessy for that matter, I guess. That's a special one for your mom.
You should be drinking that Douce anyway.
They ain't had Douce back in the day. That was a special one for your mom. I know she liked that Hennessy.
Hey, yeah, remember? I still remember when we went to Lynn Rocks off the here.
Which time? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like a which time, man.
Like nobody would ever believe it was a strip club with church pews in there.
Hey. I thought you go, hey, nobody would, hey, first off, that's funny because I forgot about that. Nobody would believe any of the stories from Lynn Rocks. Like, they're just, it's like I've seen so many impossible things in there. Yeah, not one soul would believe the stories. Like, I promise you, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see some of the stuff myself.
Like real shit. I couldn't even tell you to like it's not even open now, but to this day, right now, I can't even tell you it was that. I just remember going. Like I couldn't even tell you where it was at. And it wasn't even close to where I was living at. Like I'm just thinking about it now. Like I don't know what I don't know where it would be. Like if I rolled by, I wouldn't even know. I just know it was in the back of the cut. It was a big ass field.
Which is a giant field.
He was in there.
It's a giant field. Man. Yeah, that's funny. Boy, we could tell old Lynn Rock stories, man. It's hilarious. I think whatever we can talk about it another time. That's funny. Lynn Rock, everything that happened at Lynn Rocks is hilarious. Look at Ebony J talking about miles. She know exactly where it's at. What's the address?
Right, I know the address. Miles, but what is the address? Like, I have no idea where it's at.
Oh man. The last thing I heard, like before it shut down, they had like a 110 count indictment on 30 people that was running like a heroin trafficking thing out of Lynn Rock. That was the last thing I ever heard, and then it just disappeared. That was it. Man,
I wouldn't say that wasn't true because
it's pretty accurate. I don't know nothing about it, but I know that if you've been there, then it's probably accurate though. Oh man. 19,000 miles road, Cleveland, Ohio. That's the address. Man, they had to like tear the building down or something. That's crazy, man. That's funny. All right, man. So that's hilarious. That's pretty funny. All right, so last thing I want to go over is to kind of set us up. I know we're doing a couple of weeks in between the career shows, but just one thing I want to, I guess, leave off with is professional goals. It's going to kind of set us up or whatever for the next episode. Professional goals. Do you have any professional goals? Let me give you a Denzel quote that I heard off that video real quick while you think about it. And let's go for anybody else in the comments. We want to hear y'all professional goals. For the job that you're in now, or something else in the future, like whatever your goals are. You said, dreams without goals are just dreams. You gotta have a goal for these dreams. You gotta have a goal.
I would definitely agree with
It's
that.
not, wait, it sounded better when he said it, by the way, but
Because he got that voice for it,
you got the voice,
and
yeah,
and the facial expression,
and because you know you
and
can
he
look at
probably
his eyes
repeated it.
and know that he means it, and know that he means it. But yeah, any professional goals, generally speaking,
Okay, well,
specifically speaking, whatever it is,
I got
like whatever
I
for
got
you.
two answers to that. Um, Professional goal, and where I work at now would be to work in a different department than I am now. Um, that's it with that spot. Second, the second would be, you know, for Epiphany Media, but I will not say what those goals are for that. You know, I will not.
Save, save it for
But
January when we do goals.
it has
That's
something to
right.
do with has something to do with Epiphany Media on the professional side of where like I want to be at because it's like nigga, we could just do this. We'll be cool. I'm not gonna put it on air. Like I don't. We don't let these dreams. Hey, I'm gonna say it right now. This is how I feel. Don't let
Don't
these dreams kill. Don't let these dreams
kill your dreams.
kill yourself. Think. Hold up. What did he say? See, they fucked up my mind. I can't remember the lyrics. They want me to boycott my man. I can't even remember the lyrics right now. But let these dream killers kill my self-esteem. I use the arrogance and esteem to power my dreams. That's what he say.
Something like that.
Yes.
He's very quotable early on. Very quotable. I'm not. I refuse to quote. I know a quote I want to use, but I'm boycotting it. I'm refusing, and it don't got nothing to do with the Jewish statement. I'm doing it because he makes me feel bad every time I listen to his music. So I'm boycotting it myself. Anybody else with professional dreams that y'all want to drop in the comments before we get out of here while I think about mine? Professionally, my goals for this, of course, would be growth. You know, I don't have a specific like it would look like this, you know what I'm saying, but I want to keep getting better, product that we bring to you guys. I want to keep doing charity events, through Epiphany Cares. I want to keep growing. I want us to have more people than we had last year at our charity event. You know what I'm saying? I want to have I don't know. I don't have a set thing, but growth is what I'm looking for. I have these nondescript notches that prove that we are growing. As a company, whether it's getting another show on the network, get another show under the umbrella. It's definitely a goal. Professionally, like producing more is my goal for this. Outside of this, I want to be the head of a department and then make a difference in that department. And I literally just thought about that right now. Like, I want to be the head of a department, not just so I don't have to have a boss or so I can just be like, oh, I'm a manager. I can do this. But I want to be the head of a department and be able to improve the department, whether it's like performance based, whether it's like retention of employees based, whether it's employee satisfaction based, like all of that stuff. I want to be the head of a department and make it better.
Let me ask you this: is there anybody in any current role that's the head of their department that looks like you?
Ooh, one dude. It's a two-part answer. One guy, but he's the head of our entire building, right? It's a small building, but it's a he's in charge of the entire building. A building that only has two departments in it, right? I'm not hating on him. He's a good, great dude, Browns fan, all that stuff. A really good dude. You know the place I work for. You know how big this place is. You know how many buildings they have. This is the smallest building in the network, and only one guy that looks like me runs it.
It's crazy.
Nobody else that look like me runs an entire building of any other building. Not one.
I mean, you need to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's the only that's the only way. There can only be one. Hey, he's a solid dude, man. We talk about the Browns every Monday. We talk, 5 minutes or whatever on Browns game. Like, super good dude. But hey, that's hilarious. I'm gonna tell him that tomorrow. Like, hey, it could only be one. He's like, what you talking about? Like, it can only be one. That's all I'm gonna say. That's funny. Let me look in the comments. Angel said, more money, more freedom. Well, that's for everybody. That's not it's a goal, but that's everybody though. I'll accept it. Ebony J said, ETC expanding for sure. I know some of the stuff that you're working on. We always rooting for you, and I'm here to help any way I can, of course. But yeah, no, you got a specific thing that you're working toward, which I think is great. Let's see. She said ETC expanding. She got some stuff in the works, man. Like I might get a part-time gig over there. Can I be on the board member of the nonprofit, but also an employee of the for-profit side? Is that illegal? I don't know if that's illegal, but I might have to get a part-time gig over there. Let me see. Ma said, my professional dream to be a consultant on everyday banking. Now, I don't know anything about banking or numbers. Like, I don't know anything about the hire. I have no idea how that works. Like, would you still be a consultant at your place that you're at now, or would you be like your own entity and people come to you for consultations? I don't know anything about money.
I would do like the banks do. They put money into. They use their money. They basically banks borrow their money from
insurance. Yeah.
So I would do that. That's my everyday. That's my everyday banking.
That's your everyday banking. Let me see. WJ said ETC HR. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Let me be HR. Yeah. Yep. Employee's gonna love me. But as the owner, though, you might not love me as much because I'm like, hey, my people need stuff. We need stuff to be successful. We need it from you. Let me see. Auntie Fee said to start wellness coaching. All right. What does that look like for you though? Wellness coaching, like, does that to be your own entity to do wellness coaching for a different brand? Would you like to work at be a department that has people under you, or just independent? Angel said, I'd like to apply as well. Yeah, I'm telling you that ETC money about to be on some other stuff. Ebony J said, "It's okay. I like to take care." She says, "It's okay. I like to take care of my people." Good. Oh, great, man. Great. Good.
We need some more pens.
Yeah, we need.
Don't got enough pens and paper.
Right.
Copy machine. Break it down.
Yeah, we need a new copy machine, and they gotta be gel pens. We only use gel pens in this department. He said, "I'm in school, almost done, both at ETC and on my own." Yeah, man. Like this is another step, right? So you find out what you want to do, like many of the people in the comments said, whether it's banking or wellness coaching, or being an FBI agent, like whatever your professional goals are, or I'm sorry, whatever your thing that you want to do, like these are the stuff that your next steps. So not only looking for the jobs and where to look for them, and maybe hiring a coach to help you get there, or finding different resources to get you to that point, but also selecting your goals, man. Because then, as long as you're shooting towards your goals, my path might look different than your path or her path or his path, but that's my goal and I'm working towards it. So it might not be the same straight and narrow, but it definitely is just straight working towards my goals. So I like that for sure. I just opened YouTube and just seen something strange, and I'm not going to talk about it on the air. So with that being said, we're going to get out of y'all here. I appreciate you guys for joining us. I don't know, man. What I just seen just threw me off, and I'm ready to get out of here. It's terrible. No, but we appreciate you guys for joining us as always. Be on the lookout for part 3. Might be a week or two before we do it. We try to space them out. If you guys didn't watch us shave off all of our facial hair in last week's episode, go back and check that out. It was super short, maybe a half an hour, if that long or so. We just talked about, apparently we was combining 2 different movements or whatever, but all in the men's health awareness is what we're doing it for.
Yeah. I got my reasons. Like I can't. I mean, of course. Look, I had no problem with just wearing a mustache, but I got pictures to take, like this. I don't know, the 6th or 7th or something like that. So I can't just have a mustache. I'm gonna be looking stupid. So.
Well, you better pop 2 of those pills, man. You better put up a double. Okay. All right.
Yeah, the mustache growing in better than the beard. The stash.
Mine's all
the P stash. I'm not gonna say the real name.
It's funny. No one's voting except for you, but you enjoy it though. I hope it's fulfilling and stuff, for you.
You know what? I did want to vote, for them judges, because if it's one judge, after I heard what he did in this one case, I'm like, oh, I want to just vote for that.
If I do vote, it'll be just for stuff in my city. You know what? I think I will, because they said something about putting up speeding cameras, and I'm not with that. I don't ever speed that much, but I don't like that.
But you know what? It really don't even matter if you vote on stuff in your city, because people will come around and say, "Oh, well, we ain't doing that this
year." Hey, some mayors be like that sometimes. All right, man. Hey, y'all stay safe out there. We appreciate y'all as always. Looking forward to more career-based discussions. If you guys got anything that you want to talk about or anything career-related that you think we should go over, you should definitely let us know so we can dive into it, one way or the other. Or you got anybody that want to talk about career things, any career coaches that you know, definitely let us know. We'll reach out to them. With that being said, have a good night, man. Cavs beat the Lakers. Salute to the city as always.
Remember to own your own.
What'd you say last time? Own your own and grow your beard? I love it. I love it. We out of here. Be safe.
You are about to experience the result of hard work and dedication.